Hello again, YouTube. It's Alan. I'm on a roll, making videos after a long drought. So, this will be an update about being 3 years and 1 month on T, and being 3 years minus 1 month post op top surgery. Today is July 5th, 2017. So, yeah, there's not a huge amount to update on. And I'm not making an edited video with comparison pictures and stuff because I feel like I just don't look very different from last year. Okay, so what should I start with? Well, let me mention why I don't think that I look very different from last year. I mean, part of it, of course, is that you experience most of the changes within the first year or two, and then from there on out, it's more subtle. But also, it seems that that may also have to do with my hormone levels. So I forget what I said in my 2.5 years on T video because I didn't feel like sitting down and spending the time to watch it right now. But so I've been taking a lower dose of testosterone than a lot of trans guys do. Well, not anymore, but up until January or something like that, I was just doing 0.25 cc each week, which is, let's see, it was 200 milligrams per milliliter, so a quarter of that is 50 milligrams per week. And a lot of guys do 0.5, which would be 100 milligrams. So I was feeling fine, no problem with that dose, but in the winter time, approximately, when I got some blood work done, it said that my female hormones were totally in the female range. Oh yeah, now as I'm saying this, I'm remembering that I did tell you guys this last time. And then in the early spring, I actually did get a little bit of spotting a few times. It was only very little. It was like the smallest amount possible where I would actually notice it. I didn't have to actually do anything, to deal with it. I just saw a little bit on a few occasions. And that did disturb me a bit. So, yeah, so I talked to my doctor about raising my dose. So she was like, yeah, try 0.4, try 0.5, whatever. So I was like, okay. For a few months in the spring, early spring, I had been on 0.3, I think, which was only a slight raise from before. But after talking to my doctor, then I was like, okay, well, I'll do 0.4. So gosh, I don't know. Well, that wasn't that long ago. Maybe like early May, so like 2 months ago, maybe, I went up to 0.4. Yeah. Which is 80 milligrams of testosterone a week. And I have not gotten my blood levels checked since then. I don't really feel any different, I don't think. But I have not had any of that spotting at all. And one thing that I did notice, and I'm not sure if it was directly connected to increasing my dose or not, or if it would have happened anyway, but pretty much at exactly that time, I would kind of go like that and go like, oh my god, my hair feels so thin. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look very different right now, but feeling it, I felt certain that I could feel a difference. For example, like I would wake up in the middle of the night and get up and use the bathroom or something and kind of go like that and go like, oh my god, like, where did all my hair go? It just feels like there's not much there. I'm not making that up. I would not be startled by touching my hair if that were not the case. So that scared me, and so I was like, oh, maybe this will stop if I go down to like 0.35 or something, which is probably not true. I don't think that would make that much of a difference, and I'm not gonna. I've thought about this, and I just could not deal with decreasing the testosterone to the point where I would not have hair loss, but I would maybe have some of a period, or my body would not be what I need it to be, or something. I could not deal with that mentally, so I guess the only option is to try to mentally adjust to the prospect of losing some hair. Now, I've done this before, like showing you my hair, and you guys are like, no, you're not balding at all. Um, I have had kind of thin, um, fine hair, just always. And yeah, I mean, when I go like that, it doesn't look like anything dramatic, but sometimes when the light's hitting it a certain way, and even if I'm not pulling it apart like that, I'll sort of see my scalp, like if the sunlight's coming down and I'm looking in the mirror, like, oh God, it's a little thin. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it does seem a little thinner. But it's fine for now, of course. So yeah, there's that. And then, well, one thing that I don't think has anything to do with tea, I think it has to do with the fact that my ankle has been hurting for 2 months. Yes, I'm working on it, doing physical therapy, but I have not been able to exercise nearly as much as I would like to. So I've gained weight. This is the heaviest I've ever been in my whole life. And it's really depressing. I'm trying to not let that happen. We're trying to slow the pace of getting fat, but it's hard. Hopefully I'll be able to exercise more soon. Okay, so let me kind of run down some other things. So, yeah, 3 years on tea, and this is my facial hair. More than last year, for sure, but not a lot. This is like maybe 4 days or something since shaving. So you can see something, which is different from before. And I have much more on this side than the other side, but obviously it's still not that much. I don't know if you can see that. So I like it. I can give you this view. There's more there than appears in the video, but I'm fine with it. I mean, I would like to have more. I'm not like dying to have more. I don't even know if I would even grow it out at all if I had more, but it would just be satisfying to have a bit more than I do. But whatever. And as you would probably expect, hair on the rest of me, except for my head, has also increased. Oh, speaking of my head, yeah, so my hairline itself has gone back. Obviously, it's nothing extreme, but it has gone back a bit. I'm sure it will continue to do that. So yeah, body hair. Clearly, I still do not have very much at all, and I'm not sure if that's just because of genetics, or if that also has to do with the fact that apparently I did not have very high T levels for a long time there. They were in the male range, but not that high, I guess, because, it was not enough to overpower my female hormones to the extent that is desirable. And then I'm so not used to doing this anymore. It's been so long that I can show you what's underneath. Okay, so obviously I do not have really any visible chest hair, but it has increased, I can tell. Like when the light is shining in a particular way, I can see there's definitely a lot more fuzz here than there was before. And there is some hair here that I can see without looking too hard. Now this is probably not going to work very well. And then before I talk about my chest, I can show you I am sucking it in a little bit, but you can see the hair there. It's certainly more than last year, but not very much compared to other people. And okay, so I'm about 3 years post-op top surgery. I don't think it's that different from last year. The scars continue to fade a little bit, but I just had that intense scarring. So it's gonna take a while to blend in at all. And I still have the weird nipples that are like just weird scar tissue. So, yeah, I've continued to think about maybe getting them tattooed to look like nipples. But I have the thought that what if that irritates the scar tissue and makes it keloid more? Like, what if it made it become raised more or even expanded? So I'm hesitant to look into getting them tattooed. I'm just gonna wait longer and then see how I feel, or see what the scars look like. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of it. This is a somewhat long video. How about I stand up? So, not much to see there. I don't know, my leg hair has increased, but it's a lot less than a lot of people, and it's pretty light in color, so not too different from last year, but I think it is gradually expanding and increasing. Oh yeah, speaking of hair, so another thing. This is kind of funny. So, I have learned that having testosterone-influenced body hair involves a lot of hair pulling. Because, for example, like, I have some shorts that have a snap, so, like, when I'll pull the snap to undo it, sometimes I'll pull this hair, and it hurts, and then something that I often do at the gym that I learned from physical therapy is I have one of those stretchy bands. It's wide, kind of like latex or something like that, and I'll put it around my knees, like around there, and I always have to try to pull my shorts down to my knee and put the band there, because if I don't, or even just when I pull the band up on my legs, it pulls hair so badly. And I did not experience that pre-T, even though I never shaved my legs. So, it's kind of funny. Another little thing that I thought of. So, since increasing my T dose a little bit in past months, I noticed that I got a bit more acne on my back than I had had before, because I hadn't really had any before. I had some on my shoulders, but not too bad. It's certainly nothing extreme. You know, you probably can't really see it there, but I did get more on my back when I increased my dose. But luckily, you know, you can see I don't have very bad acne. Some of these things are freckles. Yeah. Anything else? I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, well, let me know if you have questions. I guess that's it. And if there's any other topics you want me to talk about, feel free to ask, because, you know, I haven't had a lot of ideas or a lot of motivation for making videos in the last few months, obviously, so feel free to send some along. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.